My name is Chase McCormick, and I am terrible with money. Well, that's not true. I am really good at spending it. I'm a starving artist who no longer wanted to starve. I make paintings that nobody wants to look at, music that nobody wants to listen to, clothes that nobody wants to wear, and movies that nobody wants to produce. While I initially started working in finance to fund my creative endeavors, I quickly fell in love with my new role and company. I was selected to be the new social media and events coordinator at the most fun firm in finance. While I don't know much about finance, I've certainly developed an interest to start investing in my future. That's why I thought it would be exciting for me to sit down with financial experts at our company, because if they can teach it to me, they can teach it to you. We've got a lot to talk about today, because for the first time ever, my investment accounts have gone down.
Nothing but trouble on my mind. That's the attitude that got my ass off the sidelines.
All right, can we turn the music back up?
No, let's get started, dude.
We're done with music.
Come on, one more song.
Bro, no more song. We already threw it up. We caught it.
I know.
We swayed.
I kind of wanted to listen to like our OG Finding Finance song. You know which one I'm talking about, Alex.
No.
Don't you want to hear it again?
The only thing I would want to hear is your song that actually intros this podcast.
What if I play you some unreleased Big Beaver?
I'm laying on the law today.
I like it. Alex is putting the hammer. Get the hammer out, Alex. You got a hammer in there. I know you do.
The viewers should be excited because Alex is going to be extra mean today.
I don't have a hammer. Oh, I do have a hammer.
You have the hammer.
Show
The hammer. Oh, man.
Wait, will you throw it on screen real quick?
How'd you know I had a hammer?
That bag in? You would never get that bag in?
I feel like Alex is going to start hard, but he's going to become our friend by then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's already cracking a smile. We're going to make him laugh enough times. He's like, damn.
I know.
It's going to bring
Every
us back
time
to the
I
roots
just-
of
yeah.
finding finance. Chasing finance.
We're
now.
trying to get
Chasing
back
finance.
to
You
it.
changed the name.
It
Are
was
we
always
rolling? Are we
Chasing
recording?
Finance.
Can we get this?
They
here we
just
go.
didn't like it. The funny thing is, the first time I pitched Chasing Finance, they were like, "That ain't it." And then I
you
waited
never
a couple
pitched it.
weeks.
I don't think you ever pitched it.
I trust.
No. I would have thought that was pretty good if you had pitched it
It's
earlier.
a hell of a name.
I remember they were like, "Well, you're more finding than chasing," and I was like, "Okay."
You just wanted to take credit for what the guy at your
No, Raulio got it,
your
bro.
kickball team.
Carlo Raulio is one of them. I was pretty wishy-washy, but that was a tough night. Aaron let us down, but
You talking about kickball, Steve?
it's over. And you know what? Little Ben joined the league.
He took your spot. Well, I think he took your
Young
spot not
man.
only in the league, but he took your spot as like
As Steve's
favorite.
friend. Yeah.
You're no longer in that.
No, I've talked about it with Steve.
And he admitted to it. Like he's.
Yeah.
I don't blame him, dude.
True.
By the way, I dry clean. Wearing a fresh dry clean shirt. right
Same
now for
with
you.
me.
dude. And dry cleaning's expensive.
Dry cleaning's expensive, and that's what brings us here today. Welcome back to Finding Finance. Look, we know you're poor. So are we. We're spending our money out here. We're going on lavish
Let's
vacations.
speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
We're going on lavish vacations. Why didn't you buy many Bapes, by the way? We'll talk about that later. We're going on lavish vacations. What have I been spending my money on? I don't know. Maybe I've been saving it. Maybe I'm buying that I won't talk about.
Jesus Christ.
We literally just started.
You were doing so good. I like that intro.
You like that? Why can't wait?
Up
So
until that point.
here's my question though, and maybe I should ask Miranda this, but can I just say buying?
No.
No, because if it's now, are you buying? If it's not.
I don't know.
That's probably gone.
Yeah, this whole part's probably going to be cut out now.
You're getting a good gauge of what you can and can't say.
No, I'm not. This sucks. I don't want to play this game anymore.
Buddy.
How about I
You
say
knew
whatever
Kampai?
I want?
Kampai. That means cheers.
Ew, don't say that. What's wrong with you?
Chase, can we do a little role play? I have an idea.
Yeah, okay.
So we can get.
I love roleplay.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to do an intro to the podcast, but I want you to pretend like you're not you.
Okay.
I want you to pretend like you have like a totally like
I'm an actor, so yeah, give me a scene.
a totally buttoned up podcast where you're really, really caring about what you. We're not going to keep this going the whole time, but I think it'd be kind of funny at the same time if you're like
I
over
like
the
that.
over
Super
the top.
serious.
Okay.
I like it a
that.
lot.
I like that a lot too, Alex. You're a genius.
So
Yeah, Alex is a genius.
introduce him.
Can we play the song? Just not even the full song, just like 30 seconds of like our regular song. Like, let me close my eyes, lock into my character, and then we'll get going.
Okay.
Welcome back to our newly titled podcast, Chasing Finance. I'm here with financial advisor Jimmy Bisharat, athlete advisor San Diego Locomotive, and more importantly, just a great friend and mentor throughout our company. Jimmy, thank you so much for being here. I know that the market is... I apologize for that.
You're good. Don't worry.
I get kind of nervous, but
You're fine. You're doing great.
Right. I'm joined here today by Jimmy Bisharat, who is one of the financial advisors here at Gerber Kawasaki. He works with athletes, former San Diego State University graduate, and more importantly, just a great friend and mentor to me. Jimmy is our return guest, so it's great to have you back. It really means a lot, you taking time out of your busy schedule to come be here, especially after, your international travel over the last week.
It's great to return. Honestly, it's kind of different though. Finding finance, now it's chasing finance.
Yeah.
I think it should be called chasing guests because it's really hard for you to find new guests on the show. You have to have me come back again.
That's true, yeah. And that's something we wanted to get into because if you look at Alex over there, he is pretty upset to have you here. I've been fighting to have you back.
I've had that feeling too a little bit. It feels a little tense. I don't know why they don't. Is it like, do you act up when I'm on camera? Is it me? Am I bad on camera?
I don't think it has as much to do with you as it does. He just wants people that, are more established and have been in the industry decades long. We recently had our first partner on, and it's not like it necessarily gets better every time, but Alex is really excited because we finally worked our way to our first managing partner on here, and then it kind of feels like we took a deep dive having you back on. His words, not mine.
Those are the words he used, Alex? That's the words he used?
Yeah, no.
I've been reaching out to Brian Miranda, director of insurance, left on red. I've been reaching out to Nick Licouris. No, he doesn't want to do it.
I would kill to see Brian Miranda on this podcast.
Robbie Lewis is always telling me he wants to come on my podcast.
Robbie would do it. Robbie's the OG.
But I think he's won so many awards at, the holiday. He won 2024 awards at the holiday party, like several of them. So I don't want to say that they're getting to his head. Maybe he's just really working hard to manage, tens of millions of dollars for his clients, and he's like trying to get to that partner role. Or maybe he just doesn't want to be my friend.
Here's what happened. I definitely encourage Chase to reach out to people in the company that have not been on the podcast yet.
Yeah.
So that we can get more perspectives, different ideas, just different faces. And he sometimes does not plan ahead far enough, and then
It's true.
goes back to his best bud for
hey, this was on the calendar for a few weeks.
filling that role.
Yeah, I don't know what he's
This
talking
is getting
about.
kinda-
How long has this been on the calendar
I think
for, Jimmy?
I think you were right.
I just keep getting ghosted, and he thought we would have had more people on by now.
And hopefully you could fill in for me one day.
But I do
we gotta
feel
keep
like
we don't want the viewers to be like, hey, is Chase gonna post a video? Is Chase gonna post?
all my friends are like, are you gonna? Is it like they all think it's canceled?
Nah, it's not
And I
canceled.
try to tell them,
Impossible.
Danilo still has faith in me.
For sure. I think D's gonna be one of your biggest guests this year.
Yeah,
I know he'll be on this podcast.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and
Confident.
it's funny because I almost tried to replace you. So first start to my morning, I'm making my coffee. D walks in. He's like gives me a smile. I'm like, hey D, good morning. He's like, hey, really nice, really good mood. I'm like, wow, that was one of the highlights of my week. Then he comes back to get a coffee, and he's kind of clowning me a little bit. He's like, quit hogging the coffee maker, ha 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 ha. And then I give him a little remark. We have a nice laugh, and then that's when I should have been, hey, D, do you want to come on and talk about market corrections today and what's going on in the market? Try to replace you as Alex wanted me to do.
Yeah.
But
Lucky for you, though.
I was too nervous.
Lucky for you, though, is yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The best part about this company is we work as a team.
Sure.
Got to hear firsthand from Danilo Kawasaki about market corrections, and a guy that's been in the industry for decades and decades.
And
he fills us with the insight. That way I could bring it here to you and the rest of the viewers. Because as you know, Danilo Kawasaki running this company might be a little bit busy for a last second podcast.
Who is Danilo Kawasaki? Have you explained that?
Well, I've tried. It's how do you explain a man that embodies so much?
I'm going to show him this, so this explanation better be good.
I want Chase to go.
Okay, I say we each say a character trait.
How about a word? Just one word.
Okay, I'll start with grit.
Wise.
Resilient.
Smart.
Handsome?
I mean, there's a few other words I can go with. I mean, he's a handsome guy.
Keep going.
But who is he within, this company, dude? I don't know that people actually.
Vice President, COO, recently named top advisor by Investment News. Thriving in 40 Under 40, Leader of Influence.
He's like the principal of the company. He keeps
The
things
awards don't
rolling.
even do him justice, though.
The awards don't do him justice. The guy is there. There's the GOAT, and then there's Danilo Kawasaki.
He taught me how to face my fears and achieve success against all odds. He's the one that taught me that when the shooting starts, you shoot back and you shoot to kill.
I don't think he taught you that.
He's the one that looked me
This
in
is
the
what you meant
eyes.
by he puts words in people's mouth?
I don't know.
No, that's, yeah.
He told you that?
I mean, Danilo is very inspirational.
We got in a
Sometimes he has some
gunfight
good
once,
quotes,
Oh, dude, the guy is filled with great quotes.
but I don't know that he said that.
Sometimes I call him Danilo Campbell because he's so inspirational.
Shout out Dan Campbell.
Shout out MCDC. It's for sale, by the way. We'll get into it. Okay.
So he's a founder of this company.
Founder of the company, co-founder, COO, VP.
That's what I was looking for.
And one of the best parts is like this company's founded by advisors, you know,
By advisors, for advisors, right?
for the people, for the
people
clients.
too. Democratizing financial advice. And that's what the viewers still don't get is I've got so many people that might have a little bit of money that don't take advantage of the fact that I can help them learn how to become financially literate because God knows they're not going to learn it on this podcast alone.
And not only you, like they can learn directly from advisors like myself, like Mia, like Sage,
Yeah.
like Ziad, because we don't have minimums at this firm, which is so unique across the industry.
Trying to let them ride the wave, but you know what they say.
What did I say?
You can lead them to milk, but you can't make them.
One of my dad's favorite saying, you know, I think it's you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah, I think that's what I said, right?
Probably not.
Well, either way, I'm really happy to have you on here. Do I still have to do a serious thing or can I be funny again? Because that was like really...
I thought that was pretty good, dude.
You
Is
gave
that
up the
good?
serious a long time ago, but it was
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing good. Keep it
I
up.
didn't really like it. Can I do a new intro? Or?
No, we're well into this. You can't start a new intro 20 minutes in.
Welcome back to Finding Finance. There's just so much to talk about it. I could barely contain it in my outline, which is why I didn't submit it to compliance on time. But
Yeah, you were kind of getting in trouble for that before we started.
yeah,
Do a better job at that, dude. You got a lot of people that people don't realize the production that goes into this. You got Alex, you got Mia, you got Miranda, you got yourself.
Chayton.
Chayton.
Don't leave Chayton out.
Can't leave Chain out. Chain's one of the guys that keeps the wheels rolling.
Yeah, even Wyman's here. Listen. Veronica could knock back at any second.
You should get Veronica on the pod.
I'm dying to have her on.
She's awesome.
She's so funny.
She'd be great to have on the pod.
I know.
Not an advisor, but still great.
Well, she knows
License
a lot
and
of insurance
Yeah,
stuff. I mean,
license
that's-
insurance. I think you should do an episode with Brian and Veronica at the same time.
That was my dream.
Dude, get Brian Miranda on this pod.
I emailed him, bro.
He not as funny as Dan. In my opinion, Dan's the funniest guy at GK and the most low-key funny guy at GK.
Yeah.
But Brian Miranda, you know, his very monotone, trying to act all
He'll be
serious.
hilarious.
He's hilarious.
Every time I have to bleep something, I have to go find the bleep, bring it in, bring down the audio levels at two different
This is why you got to
spots.
teach me how to edit.
Yeah, but
Remember how good I did this morning?
that's a whole different
I'm
conversation.
still waiting for a video to be edited by you.
Yeah.
Not that good.
CeeDee Lamb's going to have signed a whole new contract by the time your CeeDee Lamb edits out.
The problem is he has a whole different job that's not video editing, and the time it takes to teach you to video edit, it'll currently takes way longer than for me to just do it myself. But then also,
It's true.
we need to just spend the time on it.
What did Jimmy's dad say about the water or whatever?
Lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Which camera's better for me to look at? This one, probably?
The one that's right in front of you.
This one?
That's
Because I've been looking at that one, but
this
all
is
right.
your camera.
Welcome back to Finding Finance. I am here with our first...
Chasing finance.
Yeah, it's Chasing Finance now. It was Finding Finance when I started with you.
Oh, my Google Doc still says Finding Finance. All right. Welcome back to Chasing Finance. Look, we were climbing up the ladder. We were trying to get more
Quit
part.
shitting on me.
No, I was going to make it a good thing. Trust me.
All right, go.
We're climbing up the ladder. Yes. Technically, we're supposed to be getting partners and managers and CEOs and COOs and tax directors on this podcast. But so many of you out there keep asking for Jimmy Bisharat to come back. You're begging for the athlete advisor. You want the new knowledge that our new sensei, quote unquote, has learned now that he's been to Japan, now that he's a worldwide traveler. You keep begging to have him back on the podcast. Okay, fine. He's here.
He's back.
He's back.
He's back.
And guess what? We've got a lot to talk about today. Because for the first time ever, my investment accounts have gone down.
That can happen, brother.
Didn't know it was possible.
It's possible.
And I had to go back and talk to Mia to make sure there's no funny business going around. But apparently corrections are normal.
Exactly. Not only is it possible, it's very normal. And it occurs, honestly, like almost annually.
And now I've got more questions than ever.
Let's ask.
Because my hard-earned money has been vested in this market Alex told me to put in my 401k, IRA, Roth.
Alex is a smart man.
I don't think I've got a SEP IRA, do I?
You don't.
Nope, because that's for business owners.
You're a business owner, big and bleach, but not for you right now.
Off the books, baby.
Got to be profitable, I guess.
Also, come check out Big and Bleached. We've been opening up season 4. We sold barely any shirts this weekend, just enough to buy beer and pizza.
I brought you a shirt back from Japan to bleach.
He brought me a shirt back from Japan.
I also brought, look at this.
And it's going to get bleached.
I brought some snacks back from Japan for
No
you to
way.
try.
I got a gift for you, actually.
Actually?
Yeah.
Let me get it.
Should we open it at the same time?
I don't
or-
know what this is going to be good, though. I got it from the airport last second. Peanut cream buns. I just thought of you right away, so I'm like, damn, Chase would like these. But Japan has not missed once on the their baked goods.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, try them.
We'll just let this sit here.
Can I open it?
No.
Come on, let me open it.
If I like it, you can. If I like these, you can open them. But
Are you not allergic to peanuts?
Oh, don't eat that, Chase. Oh, sh.
no, I don't think it's actually peanut.
No, don't eat it. There probably is peanuts in it, brother. Japan uses real
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
it smells like peanut butter for sure.
That's crazy. I'm probably the one.
He's very allergic to nuts.
Yeah, like
He
extremely
goes,
allergic.
why did you think of me when you said that? You said I
wasn't
got it at
actually
the
thinking of
airport
you.
and I
was trying
saw
to
it
make
and
you feel
thought
good.
of
Here,
you.
Alex, come try one. Come here.
Get them the hell out of here. I don't want to smell that. It's
Can I
going to
toss
kill
it to you?
me.
I'm come on, I'm the athlete advisor.
Here,
but
I'll
I'm not
give it to
athletic.
you.
Here, let's chase stuff.
Give me that one. I'll throw it to him.
Just want
I'm a
thumb it up.
catcher.
Nice
That
cat.
Peanut butter on my hand. Thanks a lot.
Oh, my
It
pants.
smells delicious.
Yeah, it does smell pretty good.
One bite
Oh wow!
filled with peanut butter.
You gotta show what it looks. You gotta show what it looks like inside.
Oh,
Put it to the
it doesn't
camera.
look that appetizing. Alex, why'd you make me do that?
Ew.
Shave it. I'm
Doesn't look good on the inside, but
Peanut butter buns or cream pies?
a lot of peanut butter.
I'm not a big fan of this.
Me neither.
I'm
Jay,
just
you
getting
wanna try this?
disgusted listening to you guys chew.
Ew, I'm not even gonna finish this.
I like the top part.
I don't like the smell. It smells like peanut butter in here.
I mean,
Thanks a
Japan
lot,
didn't miss
Dave.
once except on these. I even had like a chicken. It was an egg and chicken teriyaki sandwich, and even that was good.
Okay, well,
They
good
have these
thing,
mini pancakes with like syrup in the middle of it, dude.
I don't.
So fire.
good thing I got this gift for Helen and not you anyways, because you're not allowed to open it.
I'm gonna open the gift. I'm gonna open
It's
it right
not
now.
for you. It's for Helen.
Let's see what it is.
Don't even care.
Wrapping. Is it the Jimmy shirt finally?
I don't know. Is it?
Dude, stop. Stop. Look at that, man.
Whatever.
That's freaking sick.
Not for you.
Chase gave me
so,
this for my birthday in August,
Not for you.
but I finally got it back. Look at that. What good bleach work you do, dude.
Yeah, it's probably the worst bleach I've ever done, but
Dude, I love it.
I think Helen's gonna look really good in it.
Thank you. Don't talk about my girlfriend like that, all right?
I think she will. That's why I did it pink for her.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That shirt would not fit you. It's a 3XL.
Pretty big.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it would.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Your gut's definitely gotten bigger soon.
Bro, and I called you skinnier earlier.
That part got cut out.
I did. We're restarting
Yeah.
from the top.
Can't talk about my body on the pod like that.
You visited my family
Yeah.
during the fires.
Yeah, that's true. We should talk about that.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and did they like
liked you.
me?
That was the craziest part. They freaking liked you.
Did they really?
I don't know why. They might like. I don't know. I didn't expect.
I thought we got close.
I thought the tattoos would have scared my mom for sure.
Yeah, that was kind of my thing. Is I wanted to get them out early. So my first morning I was there, I went and stripped down and then meditated in the sunlight so they could all see my full bod. And
And the
then,
thing is, listeners, he's not lying. The guy walked outside. And this guy's a very short.
what was I gonna
short-
do? Work?
Yeah.
Tuesday morning, I was like, all right, I need to go. You
Yeah,
know,
I'm sitting here starting a meeting, and Chase walks in like, "Hey, you want to go up to the gym?" I'm like, "You not working, dude?"
it was the LA fires. Okay, everything was on hold. I had to, prep different things, different media things to get out. But during the LA fires, it wasn't the time to be posting TikToks about
Valid.
the stock market. It was a time to figure out relief funds, figure out, the types of things that we can support other people. And that's only like 1 or 2 posts every couple days. It's not like my regular, let's post these articles on LinkedIn. Let's post about this and that. It's a very calming time.
Yeah. You did post some pretty good stuff there during that time too.
Well, I had a good team behind me because Mia and Chayton and Alex and Miranda and Hatem and Ross and Ayel and Danilo.
Dude, we have a big company.
You think I forgot about Elijah? I didn't.
You love Elijah.
Yeah.
Elijah got a Christmas card. I didn't even get
And here's the thing. Elijah's going to probably be our next guest, too.
That'd be a good one.
Well, we've got coffee on the books this Thursday to talk about what we would want to talk about. Because here's the thing. We need to figure out the types of, interesting subjects we've covered. This is our, 11th or 12th episode filmed.
What number episode is this, Alex?
Well, it depends on if... All right. And one thing I did want to talk about while we're still in the intro is that...
the 15-minute
Danilo
intro.
met Jared Goff.
What?
Try 31 minutes.
Wait, where did D meet Jared Goff?
He had dinner with him.
You're lying.
He goes, yo, you're a Lions fan, right? You know, like Jared Goff. And I was like, I thought I wasn't paying attention in the meetings. Clearly, he's not listening. Because if he was, he would know that.
I think he knows you're a Lions fan.
I know, I'm just joking. He was just with me.
But he really met Jared Goff?
That joke didn't land, did it?
No, not really.
I know.
Miss.
Yeah, bleep that one out too.
Now you want stuff bleeped.
Tables have turned.
Well,
So
he had dinner with Jared Goff. Okay, so
what finance stuff are you going to talk about today?
all right, there's a silver lining. Although season 4 is in the I'm not selling t-shirts. You have to realize this. Miranda gave me her Netflix account.
Let's go, dude. So you technically are affording Netflix.
So technically I can afford Netflix now because of the
breakthrough.
friendships I've made.
Friendships are big. Connecting with people, networking, all that stuff's really important.
Networking.
Some
people say it's not working, not me.
That one
So
missed too.
I
Okay.
wanted to shout out Elizabeth. I'm going to make, I'm just glad I didn't eat that peanut butter bun.
That's crazy. Yeah, Ivan. Mia would kill us.
I know.
We'd never be allowed to do an episode together again. Last time you did it, you poisoned Chase. Yeah, no, that wouldn't have worked. Rebecca would have talked to me for sure.
I think Mia's our biggest fan.
I think so too.
And that's the thing is, she's so hard on us because she wants to see us succeed. She doesn't want us walking in here without an outline. For how long have we been on here? 20 minutes?
33.
Stop burping. I had to burp. All right.
I'm sorry. There's a silver lining, but here's what we should talk about. Mia said we should not talk about swap funds. Mia said we should not talk about annuities. So let's just get right into the fact that my investment accounts are down.
Your investment accounts are down, and that's completely normal, Chase.
I don't like it, though.
It's honestly one of the things I can assure you is the market will go down in the future. But that's when we want to buy. That's when we want to continue to average in. You heard me talk about dollar cost averaging.
DCA?
DCA,
Yeah.
baby. You've talked about it with me actually on the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
These are the times that DCAing works because you're able to average in at a lower cost, build up more shares, and keep growing.
So
and growing.
this is the time. Should I A, put more money in my Roth, B, put more money in my 401k, or C, do I want to take all my money and invest it in a Mag 7 stock such as Nvidia or Amazon?
I don't want to give you direct advice because I don't know your situation. It depends what the goal is.
Sure.
If your goal is to grow your money for the long term and you want this to be for retirement,
Mm-hmm.
putting more money in the Roth is a great option. Averaging into the market that way is a great option. Letting it grow tax-free is one of the best things you can do at a young age.
And tax-free means no tax.
No tax in the future. It grows completely tax-free.
And I'm paying on taxes on it now?
If it's in a non-retirement account, and this is one of the things like we're panic sellers when the market's going down, they get scared and they're like, oh, I made a few $1,000. I'm just going to sell now and get my gains.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in a non-retirement account, they're going to pay taxes on those gains. And
What?
yeah, brother. So now when it's
People
in
are
a-
actually doing that right
Of
now?
course, but do you think the market's causing it to go down? The market is human psychology. When people are uncertain, when people are nervous, when people are scared, they're selling.
They're selling.
That's when, as Warren Buffett says, that's when you want to be greedy.
Yeah.
That's when you want to be buying. This is when Warren Buffett goes to work right now.
Mm. And that's what's weird is I do kind of get this sense of like all of the people that are, really upset are the people with like less money, and then the people that I feel like are big investors are like people at this company are like, oh my God, I wasn't going to buy any more NVIDIA, but now it's finally at a price that I want to pay for it.
Yeah, it's a better valuation. You're getting it at a discount. Literally think about it when the market goes down at a discount. And I don't want you to log into your account anymore and see a value. I want you to look at the number of shares you have.
Okay.
And I want you to try to accumulate as many shares as possible over the next 10, 20, 30 years.
Okay.
Right now, brother, you're in the share accumulation phase of your life. So when you log in, don't be scared if you see your value down. That's not what you want to pay attention to. What I want you to focus on is how many shares are in that account and constantly trying to grow that number, because when market goes down, you put in the same amount of money, you're going to accumulate a lot more shares. And over time, that's going to equal more wealth.
Okay. Well, okay. So,
Alex, are you happy with that right there?
I love that. I think that's a great way to look at it.
Heck yeah.
I'm obsessed with I think I focus too much on the number in my accounts, but at the same time, with individual stocks I have always like, now I have 50. Okay, now I need to get to 100. Now I need this much. And it's way more fun to watch that number go up than, when we have downtimes to have the actual amount of money go up and down.
It's a lot more controllable. That's the one thing you can control right there. So how many shares you got, you can control it.
Like after a day or a week like this and a day like yesterday, the first thing I wake up and think about is, do I have enough money I can put some money in and buy something right now? Because it just feels like a big sale.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's how we got to get. Well, I think Chase kind of already feels that.
I kind of feel that because I remember last time you were on here was like a bit of a correction phase, and we kind of had this discussion, but now it seems like it's like a fire sale. Like now it feels like, one, people are extremely panicked, but also others are extremely excited to start buying. Like last time people were like, it was down a bit, and then people were like, oh yeah.
And look, nobody's telling you this is the bottom. We can keep going down next month.
Well, that was my next question. Yeah.
Timing the market is a fool's game. And I'm not going to be the one to tell you this is the bottom or this is the top.
And that's why you dollar cost average.
Bingo.
This
guy's learning something. Everyone gives him a lot of crap. He's learning something.
No, he's on
Alex
the up.
knows. Alex knows.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's people I've been telling this to, friends, family of mine, who I still can't get them to put money in a Roth IRA, and they are making good money. They are smart. They have money saved, but it's just it's a lack of understanding. And you, my friend, you get it, and it's gonna make you a wealthy man in the long run.
I hope so. Now that I own.
Why'd you bring it up, dude? Bleep.
Okay, but here's the thing. So one important. Okay, but here's an important thing to me, because while I have learned a lot, there are a few gaps in my knowledge that I'm a little embarrassed to talk to Elijah or Hatem about. And that's why I want to sit here with you, someone that understands me a little bit better, can sympathize for my situation.
Please.
So I understand what a 401k is, right?
Okay.
It's a retirement account. I use it up to my match, and then I put my money into my Roth IRA instead, because based on my future tax bracket, that makes more sense for my personal situation.
Honestly, Chase, you're not telling me what a retirement account is. You're telling me how you're using it, but what is a retirement account?
So there's, it's tax penalties. So the Roth, so the 401k, do I pay taxes on it now so that I don't have to pay on later, or I never pay taxes, or I pay taxes on it later?
This is actually a great question, because it's I want to take it from
each one's different.
Yeah, but 401k and IRA isn't the difference between the taxes.
Okay.
So 401k, and I know we talked about this on the first episode, but sometimes you got to hear it again.
I talk about it on every one,
That's
and
fine.
it's
okay. I go over this over and over again with clients, so don't feel bad about it. It is confusing.
I know.
There's 401k, employer sponsored through your employer, through GK.
Can I say what my match is or no?
No, but you can give a shout out to, what do you always say? Shout out Ross and Danilo?
Shout out Ross and Danilo.
There you go.
And the match hit, by the way. That was a dope episode.
Congratulations on that. Your net worth probably boosted. Give me that.
25K net worth.
Nice, dude. Nice, dude.
It's not that anymore, though, to be honest.
What happened to it? Tequila?
Season 4 happened, baby.
Season 4?
Yeah.
Not selling very much?
No, I'm not.
So there's 401k. Company sponsored.
Yeah.
Then you have IRA. This is an individual retirement account.
Right.
You're going to set it up on your own, or in this case, Mia set it up for you, right?
Sure.
Think about your IRA like your bucket of retirement. Okay? Now, between the two of them, they each have two legs. They have two options. You have Roth and traditional.
Oh, they both have Roth and traditional?
Correct.
And what's a SEP IRA for business owners?
Let's leave that out. You must
Totally
have learned that with
different.
Ruth. And it's not totally different. It's for business owners. It's a way that they can lower their taxable income. It's a great account.
Okay.
Not for you to worry about.
Not for me to worry about because I'm not a business owner, by the way.
Let's focus on the
Okay.
basics because you're going to get more confused. So
I want to start drawing. So keep going.
There's no need to start drawing.
Well, I want to make a tree. If there's so there's 401k.
Okay.
Wait, I just wrote 401k, and then there's IRA.
Correct.
And it's funny because I think I've drawn this on a lot of episodes, and then they each have two legs, which are
Roth and traditional.
Roth. Okay.
What Roth is, if you're, let's say, in the earlier stage of your career, you're not making very much money. You're in a lower tax bracket. Well, hey, maybe it makes sense to pay the taxes today. We're not going to lower our taxable income. This is going to be on after-tax money. So we earn let's say we earn 50 grand. We pay Uncle Sam our taxes, and now we have our after-tax money of $40,000.
Yeah.
Well, then from that money, after taxes, is going to go into your Roth account. And then it's going to grow tax-free. And it's going to grow, and it's going to compound. Compounding interest? We talked about that before.
Basically, so if I invest $1,000 and I get a 10% return, then that's $1,100, and then that $1,100 gets reinvested. So then 10% of that would be $110. So then it turns into $1,210.
And your money's making you more and more money on it. It's compounding. It's growing. Very impressive. The viewers are impressed. Alex is literally clapping in his head right now.
Smile.
No, he's clapping in his head. I know he is.
Go on.
So Roth,
Keep this going because this is great.
Traditional.
So Roth, you get what Roth
So
is?
401k has a Roth and IRA has a Roth.
And they both have traditional as well.
And it pay taxes today, grows tax free.
So when you
so
retire,
it's better when I'm in a different retirement. I'm not going to have to pay taxes on it. When, as Danilo lovingly put it, I'm a millionaire. I'm not going to have to pay taxes on it in the millionaire tax bracket.
if you're making millions of dollars in the future, yeah.
Okay.
When?
Yeah, thank you.
Shout out Big and Bleach.
Shout out Big and Bleach.
The interesting thing that I didn't think about, we went over this a couple weeks ago, is that I might have to take this call.
All right, that's cool.
I was really excited to hear what you had to say, too.
Just put it on speaker, though.
Hello?
How do you think it's
Okay.
I think pretty good, honestly.
Honestly?
I think he's going to go back to me and be like, dude, they did pretty well.
Really? I mean, it was kind of I thought it was a fun start.
I think the beginning was a little bit too fun. The middle was a little too serious. But after the third time, I think we got it down.
I think we kind of got our silliness out, but then we got back to it. And that's the crazy thing is we haven't really got into what we were even going to talk about yet. How long do you have till?
I have an alarm that'll go off like 4:15. I got to bounce in like an hour. I can go to 4:20.
A lot of time. 4:20. All right. I'm ready to lock in though.
What?
Of course, you're around very smart people. Did
am
you
I
just
for
let us
real?
go alone? No, you're not.
Yeah. Make sure you keep the door
It's
shut.
like mom just left. Like,
Yeah.
we're free to do what we want. Shut that door. Sit down. Man, I don't know what to do now that he's not here.
I know. Do we actually have to talk about finance, or can we just talk about?
No, let's keep it going. No, don't talk. So no,
All right,
he was
tell me about
no,
traditional.
no, let me tell you about how he was explaining this. It's actually really cool. So in the future, when you pull from your so actually let's go back to where we were. And
Back to the
don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me, okay?
Okay, I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
eat my
take it to the
banana.
very
I'll start
top.
my DBB.
Eat your deep daily big banana.
What else would DBB stand for?
Cool. So you got 401k, IRA. The 401k is company sponsored. It's, through your employer. An IRA is an individual retirement account, meaning you set it up on your own, or maybe you had your advisor set it up for you. It's your individual account. Think about it like your bucket retirement. Excuse me. Now, your 401k, it's through your employer.
Can you restart? Sorry, I was looking at
Dude, come on. I really don't have that much time.
I'll go.
This is the fourth time I'm doing this, so stop interrupting me.
Okay.
Please.
I'm done.
This is going to be a really good clip for the TikToks. All right? Enjoy your banana.
I'm going to shut the up.
Thank you.
All right.
And from the top. So you have 401k, you have IRA.
Oh my God, Alex.
I mean, dude, you're just ridiculous.
Why?
Because Alex is going to have to cut out 15 minutes of me saying the same thing over and over and over.
He's going
again.
to walk in front of the Let me say
I'm right here. My camera's right here.
I have multiple cameras. I don't
the guy's good. He doesn't need to. You don't worry about him, right?
That one's on me then.
Yeah. All right. No more talking, please.
All right.
You got 401k. You have IRA. 401k, company sponsored through your employer. IRA, individual retirement account. You may set this up on your own. It's in your name, or let's say your advisor set it up for you. Between the two of them, there's two options. You have Roth and you have traditional. Roth, you're going to pay taxes on your money today. It's going to go into the Roth account after you pay taxes, and then it's going to grow, and it's going to grow, and it's going to grow. And you pull this out when you're older, in your 60s and 70s, and you need it in retirement, you're not going to pay a single penny in taxes on the gains. Now, traditional, you're going to actually lower your taxable income today. So let's say you earn 100 grand before tax, you put 20 grand into your traditional 401k, you're going to look like to the government that you only earned 80K. So it's going to lower your taxable income today. Now that money's going to grow, what's called tax deferred, and it's going to grow and it's going to grow. But when you retire and you pull from it in the future, it's going to be treated as income. So what we want and what we really plan for as advisors for our clients is that you have a mix of both assets. Because in the future, when you're pulling from your traditional, we're going to want to still keep you in the lower tax bracket. Because think about it, if we pull out 500 grand from your traditional IRA, it's going to look like to the government you just earned $500,000. So instead of that, let's try to pull 80,000 from that and then the rest from the Roth. So that way we lower your taxes, you're still paying the minimal in taxes, and then you get the rest of the money from the Roth. So using the two hand in hand strategically is what we strive to do.
So is that what Danilo meant when he said you can get rich through concentration, but you stay rich through diversification?
Something completely different, but another great line that he uses.
I'll save that for later. That's for the outro. So
Cool.
Okay, so this is really interesting. My one thing is that I wrote Roth, I wrote lower tax bracket. So that's, you want to use it when you're in a lower tax bracket. But it doesn't actually affect your taxable income because you're paying taxes on it today.
Correct. You're earning $70,000. In the future, let's say that doubles. You're earning 140.
Yeah, Mia!
Let's say it triples, quadruples, you're earning 250K.
Mia Sampson taught me everything I know. She's a fucking goat.
So now you're earning all this money, your tax bracket's going to increase. And at that point in your career, you're going to be like, financial advisor, Mia, I don't want to pay taxes at this high of a bracket. I want to lower my taxable income.
So then I would put more in my traditional.
Exactly.
Okay.
So right now, while you're in the lower tax bracket, while you're able to invest into a Roth IRA, take advantage of that. It's one of the best things you could be doing. And that's what I try to preach to a lot of my, a lot of my friends, my family, my clients, a lot of people, because it is one of the best accounts out there when you're in the earlier stages of your career.
And I'm making this vow right now. As you are my witness, no one is ever going to have to explain that to me again. I understand it now.
We pray.
I get it.
It is such a maze that they set it up in these ways to where you have to like have someone help you or like do a lot of research yourself to keep up with what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
It's so confusing. I mean, I remember when my sister left her company, she was working with Marriott before COVID and she left and then she's like, what do I do with my old 401k? And
Gigi or April?
Gigi. April's a tennis coach.
I know that, yeah.
Yeah.
Gigi throws Bish events.
Bish events, yeah. She got her own business, balloon arches. She's the best of the best.
She's thrown for some pretty sick celebrities.
Ooh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
NDA, Jimmy, NDA.
All right, cut that one out, Alex.
Okay, so you've answered my question about what these things are for the 100th time, but I'm still confused on one thing.
What's that?
Exactly how they make money. So, when I buy NVIDIA, my stock worth is determined by other people buying the same stock, which will make it go up, or if they sell it, they make it go down. When I put money into a retirement account, what makes that money compound in the market?
Really good question, actually. Well, one thing a lot of people do is they'll put money in their Roth IRA and just leave it in cash.
They will leave it vested.
No, they'll leave it in cash. Like they contribute to it, but it's just sitting there in cash. And 10 years from now, their 6,000 is worth 6,000. So it's not getting the value of tax-free growth. Not idiots. It's just a lack of education on our education system's part. We don't learn.
Make sure your account is vested today.
Not invested.
Make sure that you're taking care of your future today. If you want to pay taxes now because you think you're going to be in a higher tax bracket, put that money in a Roth. If you want to pay taxes later and you want to take advantage of an employee match, Put it in a traditional IRA.
No,
And
no,
if
no,
you're
no. You're all over
smart-
the place. You're all over the place.
If you're smart,
Can we change the subject?
you'll
I
diversify
think we
with
already
both.
hit this enough.
Yeah.
I think the viewers are going to get it.
but
before
I
we
want to
get
go
it.
back to my other question, though,
Which is,
of how exactly the money compounds. Because you're saying that you have to invest it in specific funds.
correct.
I know I work with American funds. Index is one of them,
Okay.
right?
Sure.
And so, like, what does that mean? How does that translate to, like, how much my numbers are going up, or tragically, why they're going down?
What is a fund? Let's think. What is an ETF?
A fund is multiple stocks in one.
I do this a lot when in first meetings with clients too. It's basically like, let's say you want to own Apple, right?
APPL.
You want to own Disney.
Forgot the E, but yeah.
You want to own Microsoft.
MSFT.
And let's say you want to own like 200.
NVDA.
Yeah, include it, like, you know, NVDA could be part of the other 200 companies. To do that, you would need a whole bunch of money to buy all those shares, right? So what you're going to do is buy a share of the ETF or the mutual fund. And when you do that, you get one little piece of all those companies. So when you own, let's say, American funds or whatever fund you own, you now have a little piece of all those companies.
Mm-hmm.
And what you want to get in the habit of doing is every time you put money in your 401k or your IRA, your investment account, buying little pieces of that. And let's say when the market goes down, your money goes a lot further because you get more little pieces for the same amount of money. So by the time you retire, look at this, dude, got a whole bunch of shares. And as those companies grow, as those companies earn more money,
So it's just
as
more
they get big-
diversified, basically?
Exactly. It's a way to diversify your money. Because
So
let's say imagine you were some guy 20 years ago putting all your money in Blockbuster.
No, I mean, I get it, but basically what you're saying is that when all these stocks are going down, it's basically just the way I'm... All right, I need to finish this banana.
I like how you're trying to understand this. This is good.
Thank you, Alex, because he seems kind of pissed.
No, I'm not pissed.
Keep asking. Go.
Even the way he said it. All right. So basically, this is kind of what I thought, actually. I think I maybe forgot it. But basically, it's just a mix of a bunch of stocks. So let's say right now the market's kind of tanking. So that's why my 401k is going down. But let's say of my American funds, only Apple's going down, but Nvidia, Google, and Microsoft are all going up. Then that's why my 401k wouldn't actually go down necessarily, because it's more balanced. It's only going to go down based upon when all of these things are going down. Then that's why.
Correct. Like when the market, let's say if you own the S&P 500 or you own the market in your account, you know, when the market's going down, when the top 500 biggest companies are going down, you're going to get affected harder.
It's like a tug of war between all the stocks in the fund.
Yeah.
So if you are pulling really hard in one direction, it's going to pull it more up or
Yeah.
down. But if
So if more stocks are going down,
Tug of war is a good way to put it.
it's a really good way
Alex.
of putting that, Alex. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But overall, still, it's the same way, where it does ultimately go up the same way as other stocks based on people buying.
it just
and
goes up
selling.
less, because if you own one share of Apple individually and Apple goes up a lot, then you're going to go up with it. But if you
So
only
it's-
own
Less risk, less reward.
less gains, less downside.
Okay.
That's when Danilo's saying of, let's say, you know, say it. You know the saying.
Yeah.
You wrote it.
Why are people calling Indian Prime Minister Modi the terror? Oh wait, that's the wrong bullet point. Sorry.
Miranda's not going to like us talking about it.
You tell me.
So let's change the subject a little bit.
All right. So this kind of brings me to my next point about if a company trades at 4 times forward earnings, what does that mean?
So it's basically forward earnings. What that is like expected earnings in the future. So if they're trading at 4 times their expected earnings, that means you're paying 4 times their expected earnings.
But wouldn't their earnings be like in the billions? Like, what is Nvidia's earnings?
So that's where you have like it's a price to earnings ratio or P.
PEG.
That's price
Price
to
earnings to gain.
growth. Close.
Growth.
Close.
I think I did that on another episode too.
You're fine. You're doing good, dude.
That's like the never-ending banana. I feel like you've been eating
Dude, he's
it.
been eating it for so long.
Is that one of those really long
It's
ones?
a BB. It's a big banana.
DBB, Daily Big Banana.
Yeah.
Learned that one today. But yeah, it's basically like what a company's expected to earn in the future. And those are estimates. So they could be wrong a lot of the time, or they could be right. And if a company, let's say expected earnings were $1 per share and they ended up earning $1.50 per share, you might see that stock start to run up because the market didn't price that in and now it's trying to chase it. Or vice versa. If it's below it, you know what I mean?
And you said chase it.
Yeah, for you, dude. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What's the S&P 500?
Okay. What time is it? Cool. So that's actually my next thing: Dow versus Nasdaq versus S&P. So the S&P I know is like the biggest 500 companies.
Tell me you got me one. Tell me you got me one.
Oh,
Stop.
Your real birthday.
Let's go.
Don't worry,
Man, shake it up.
Did I get it right though? Biggest 500 companies on the trading block.
Top 500.
How often does it reset though?
It's a good question. I mean, it's happening annually. It's happening throughout the year. It'll rebalance. But it's basically the 500 biggest companies by market cap. So basically on the total value. Versus the Dow is actually based on, it's only 30 companies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weighted based on the price of the shares. This is why.
So what's market cap then?
Value of the company. So like here, look, I'll show you, draw something else for you before I take this.
Right, yeah, I'm not ready yet.
Can I get a piece of paper?
Yeah, here. Just draw it on the bottom there.
So let's say you got a pie. That pie.
I love pie.
Or let's say pizza. I know I like pizza too. You got that pizza. And then you got that pizza.
So that's the Dow and that's the S&P.
No.
So that's the bigger pizza is only 30 companies and the smaller pizza is 50?
No. I'm talking about the size. Let's say like market cap.
Huh?
This market cap could be 2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
This market cap can be
20 million.
Let's say 1 billion. And we'll call it half the size. Now, the thing is, this price per share could be $100
Okay.
versus this price per share can be $10.
Sure.
Why?
Oh my God. It's
So the share, what I'm trying to get at is the share
there's
price.
more shares out there.
Exactly right. So there's more slices
But
to the pizza.
what is that called?
There's share dilution, maybe. There's more. It's kind of like when you're at a pizza party.
You're thinking of a stock split.
Split.
Correct.
But that's not what that really is called.
So it's like it's split. And it's like you're at a pizza party in the 5th grade and that teacher would get that one large pizza and split it into a gazillion pieces versus this pizza, you'll get more each slice. So the slice, the amount of slices doesn't necessarily determine like how much a company's valued by.
And so why would I invest in the S&P versus the Dow versus the Nasdaq?
The S&P 500 versus the Dow versus NASDAQ. The S&P 500 is honestly, it's a more newer, I think it's a little bit more modern way of investing in the market. You're investing in the top 500 companies weighted by the value of the company, how big the pizza is. So you'll see like Apple at the top being weighted more than, let's say, Ford, which will be near the middle of the pack of the 500.
Okay.
Versus the Dow Jones, it's only on 30 companies. It's honestly an older school model, but you hear it in the news a lot because a lot of old people don't want to let that one go. So that's why your dad might say, oh, the Dow's down this many points. Or my dad will say the Dow's down. I'm like, dude, the Dow's not as relevant anymore, I guess you could say.
I remember as a kid when I stayed with my grandparents, every morning when we get up, we'd go straight to the TV and they would both be glued to it trying to figure out if the Dow was up or down.
Exactly right.
And I was like, and now being in finance every day, I'm like, why were they doing that? But I guess it was more of a thing back then.
Exactly right.
It's a sign of the times.
Now NASDAQ's basically tech. So I think it's like 3,000 companies, over 3,000 companies, mainly based on tech companies.
And we like that, right?
We like tech as a firm.
Okay.
But you're going to see probably more volatility in the NASDAQ because it's only on really one sector. Versus the S&P 500 will have financials, it'll have tech, it'll have health, it'll have all the above.
Okay. So if a company trades at 4 times forward earnings, so first can
we take the
shot? I want to figure this out, then take the shot, then we talk about your trip to Vietnam.
Japan.
So first you take the ratio, price to earnings.
I don't think you need I think the reason some of these topics are hard for you to grasp is you're overthinking it. Don't get so into the weeds of it all, man. The easiest way I want you to look at a company's valuation is look at the PE. Now, it's going to be very simple.
Price to earnings.
Correct. The average PE of the S&P 500, call it 18 to 20. Use 20 as a round number. So when you see a company valued at, let's say NVIDIA, it's at 30 or 40 PE, you're paying $30 or $40 for every $1 NVIDIA makes. So that means you're a little bit optimistic. It's a higher PE than the average.
But where is that number?
Where-
How much it makes?
It's based off of their
Every
earnings.
quarter?
It's
Every
based on,
year?
Correct. It's based on their quarterly or their annual earnings.
And so that's when they say NVIDIA beat earnings. That means that they made more money than they were even expected to.
Exactly right, my man.
And they keep saying it every quarter. They're like, NVIDIA beat earnings again, and then it goes down. I don't get it.
That's where there's a saying, you buy the rumors, sell the news. So it's again, the market is a lot of human psychology involved. So that's why it's not a science. It's really an art when it comes to investing in this stuff.
Okay. And I'm looking at these. These are thicker and dirtier.
And they're warm. They're warm. That's the issue.
They're in my pocket.
Yeah, this is literally a hot
We
ginger.
should shake it up a little more.
Which, by the way, shout out Juice Crafter is the best.
Yeah.
Should I shake it a little more? I don't like when they put the oregano oil in this one.
I know.
I prefer the other ones. It's this ginger.
I like this one.
I know you do.
It's harder to take
Grittier.
down.
Dude, you can't believe you got me a ginger shot. It's so nice.
I had to. And I got you a coffee.
That's really nice. You're taking care
And
of
I'm
me
going
today.
into debt. So it's the reason we didn't actually go over my net worth today. Cheers to Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh, Bol. What's the guy's name?
Japan. Sugi. What's his name?
Sugi.
Sugi.
Who's the guy that got Alex the bull?
Oh, Noguchi. Dude,
Noguchi.
Alex, you got to show them that bowl, man. You got to show them the bowl.
It's home.
So it's
I brought it
home,
in.
bro.
These are good.
I-
Too
I
excited
ate-
about it.
I ate something out of it last night. Oh, I ate oranges out of it last
Let's
night.
go out of Noguchi's bowl.
Yeah.
Who eats
Frickin-
orange juice out of a bowl?
No,
not
oranges. Cheers.
Cheers.
It actually is a bowl that's meant to be you drink
say
out of it.
Kampai?
I think it's like kampai. Kampao. Something like that. I learned it. I forgot though.
Kampai. Ah.
Oh. It just goes right in your
Ha.
right like a dragon. Dragon in Japan, Alex might know this too. They're
Ugh.
more associated with water. I'm burning up. You know that, Alex?
No, I don't remember that. No.
Yeah, they taught me that one. They're
Ah.
more associated with water in Japan.
My favorite
You mean
thing to do.
rather than fire.
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
They shoot water out of it now.
I think it's associated with it. Yeah, I don't know exactly the whole
My
thing.
favorite thing to do on this
Some lady at a
podcast.
Buddhist temple told me that.
My favorite thing to do on this podcast is I take one of those while someone's talking, and then I try to pretend not to react to it.
That's not burning your face off right now.
Oh, but it's nice doing it with someone
It's
else.
fun where we're both
Because
burning.
then we
Want a
can
little water. Are
both-
you good?
I might drink some of that coffee though. It looks
Yeah,
good.
help yourself. It's really good. Those things are awesome. Shout out
Oh.
Blossom.
Are you done with it or
Supporting
what?
local businesses. Yeah, I already had a little Celsius day too. I'll be twacking after that. I have some questions for you, Chase.
Okay, I thought we were going to end your trip, but go for it.
You want to do my trip first?
No, go for it.
No, we can do my trip first, man. What questions do you have about my trip? Oh, I brought you something else for my trip. I think I did.
Oh God,
Is it a peanut?
I learned my lesson there.
there was something with nut in it.
No, I thought I brought it for you. Yeah, I did. I got you a yen.
More out of people's pockets.
50 yen.
There's a hole in it, Jimmy.
50
God.
yen. That's how they are, dude.
Don't you know a trick coin when you see it?
No, that's a real one.
50 yen, huh?
So it's about 150 yen for every dollar. But stuff out there is so cheap, man.
Okay, so this kind of goes with our theme.
What's the thing?
Well, I wanted to start talking about our trip.
Mhm.
And one of my questions was gonna be about, not to call inflation, but the different values of currency between the two.
Japan's been devaluing their
So
currency.
tell us where you went. It wasn't Vietnam.
I went to Japan.
It wasn't China. It was Japan.
One of the greatest countries, if not
It
the
wasn't
greatest country you
Taiwan.
could
There's
visit.
Taiwan and Japan.
Just Japan.
Okay.
I visited Kyoto,
Kyoto, Tokyo,
Osaka,
Osaka,
and Nara.
Hiroshima.
I didn't go to Hiroshima. That's probably somewhere I would want to go.
Wasn't the deer thing crazy?
It's as if they're squirrels.
Yeah.
Like, they're like they're literally just coming up to you, feed them crackers. It's freaking
Almost
awesome.
more so than what squirrels do. Like
More friendly.
they like cross the street.
They bow at you.
Yeah, it's
Dude, it's the coolest thing. And then they played like a siren. 'Cause I don't know. They're about to do some sort of chant in the middle of the temple. And you just see a herd of deer. Like I can show you. I'll send you videos if you want to clip it in. Like a herd of deer going through. It was awesome. No, the deer was probably one of the highlights of the trip for sure.
I saw you did the otter thing too. That was cool.
Yeah, I got to go to it's an otter cafe. There's no coffee there, but these otters are running around you and stuff. They're just throwing them around. Like it was kind of crazy. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
It was really cool.
So, who'd you go with? Your cousins?
yeah, my 3 cousins.
Young Bubs was there.
Bubs was there repping a GK shirt.
Yeah.
Going through, there's a place, Santa
Pull it
Monica,
up.
Japan.
Pull it up.
Pull up the shirt. Alex will do that in his editing.
Uh-huh.
Santa Monica, Japan. We literally were walking and there's this like Santa Monica sign. And then we keep walking. There's Santa Monica crepes in the middle of Japan. We're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But Bubs was repping the GK shirt there.
All right. What
Other
was the
cousin-
best part?
Well, let me talk about my other cousins. Man, I got to throw in cousin Bickle.
I've never heard of him.
His name's Nick, but he runs one of the best detailing companies in San Diego.
Oh, I have
Not
heard
the-
of him.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a badass detailer. Genesis Detailing, check him out.
Ryan was
And then
there.
cousin Ryan,
Mhm.
great
And that's
time.
Tiffany's brother?
That's Tiffany's brother. That
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out which of my family members really listen to these episodes by the things you're saying.
What? I just asked if it was Tiffany's brother.
Yeah. Why? That's how you know him? I feel like you spent more time with it. It's also Adam's brother.
Who's
Bubba-
Adam?
Bubba's. Bubba's
Wait,
is Adam.
and Ryan are brothers?
Yeah, dude.
No way.
When something with big.
Why are they so different?
They're similar.
Well, me and my brother are pretty different.
Yeah, your other brother's way
Wait,
cooler.
Tiffany's brothers with Bubs?
Yep. So basically, there's
Oh, God.
Brianna,
Maybe I'm not in love with her
Alyssa,
anymore. Or maybe I like her more, actually.
Ryan, Tiffany, and Adam.
Okay. And is Tiffany still dating the sniper? I didn't want to ask, but now that we're talking about it.
All right,
hope
we're
this
at
episode-
an hour 13. Let's try and
Get this thing going. But yeah, no, highlight of my trip, Nagochi, definitely.
Which one of your family does like me the best?
I think my sisters like you.
And
a lot.
let's talk about why I made a good impression.
highlight of your trip.
Highlight of my trip, Nagochi. I'm literally walking at the top of this Buddhist temple. I see this guy selling bowls. I'm like, wait, not really selling bowls. I see bowls lined up in front of this like glass window. So I go to try to open the glass window, and the guy's like, whoa, like, hello. And I'm like, hey. And I'm like, can I come in and see them? He's like, this is my living room. Konnichiwa.
I've never seen someone go on their phone during
Podcast?
their own podcast.
Yeah, it's crazy. And if I showed you a screen now, he's literally on Instagram Reels.
I know.
or stories.
He's addicted.
You haven't.
It's chemical addiction, bro.
Did you hear what happened about it? How he had his sister block him out and like put a code, and she forgot the code, and now he has a
Yeah.
limited amount of Instagram every day.
I know.
That's crazy.
Not just Instagram, a limited amount of his entire phone.
That's honestly
Yeah.
awesome.
All apps.
How many hours a day do you get?
2.
So get the off your phone while I'm here. I'm about to get off.
No. How much English are they really speaking in Japan?
They speak a decent amount. Probably like they could choppy talk to you, but really what got me through the trip, ChatGPT, Google Translate.
Okay.
ChatGPT is awesome. You could take a picture of something at a drugstore and say, hey, what's this? Boom. It'll tell you exactly what it is. Hey, chat, what am I looking at? And it'll tell you exactly what it is.
I thought you preferred perplexity.
I do for researching purposes, but for something like this, chat worked awesomely. It was
Okay.
amazing. Like if you're going on a trip to out of the country, ChatGPT will be your best friend.
Okay. It's good to know.
Can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ready?
We didn't even talk about corrections yet, but
Yeah, we did. We literally talked about it.
oh.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
What'd you get for Christmas?
New suit.
New suit? Are you wearing it?
I wore it on the last episode. We talked about that with IL, bro. Watch the show.
Episode just dropped today, I think. I'm
Oh,
like your
it
only
did.
person that Oh, I got highlights with the athlete advisor this year. We went to a G League game, sat courtside. That was kind of cool.
That was cool, yeah.
Yeah. RG3 event,
RG3 event was a good time.
partnered with Connections. They help,
Let's
student
talk about
athletes and all
that. What's connections?
They basically help student athletes, give them resources to, training, give them resources. Like RG3 is a personal mentor to all the athletes there.
Mm-hmm.
They give him, connection to me as well, where I can help the student athletes get started thinking about budgeting, investing, saving, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So really getting them involved in this early on. And now that RG3 is part of the team, definitely adds to it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was fun. Got to bring you along there. What else did we
And
do?
because of, well, I guess I actually introduced
We're
you.
coming near the end here, Chase. Look at
I
this.
guess I actually introduced you to Chris, who then brought me to a game, and we got to go see the LMU Lions front row.
Yeah, you did. That was cool.
And because of Ziad gave me free tickets to the Pistons game, and then me and my boy Vice snuck up to the second or
Saw
third
that. I don't know
row.
how you pulled that off. That's really
How
cool.
crazy was that?
Like literally borderline courtside at the
Yeah.
Clippers new stadium. Very
yeah,
cool. Very
dope.
cool. I got a hole in one this year.
No, you didn't,
Last
Jimmy.
year, yeah.
Stop telling people that was a hole in
Cool.
one.
Got a hole in one.
No one ever said
What else
that.
we got here? Mia's been trying to get me do more TikToks. I need to do a better job at that.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that.
Yeah, just recording a little bit more live
You're
ones.
just making Alex have to edit so much. Like if you just get in there and you're prepared, stay
I
on
don't
topic.
think that's me. I think that's you actually.
It's Alex.
We got stuck in an elevator.
I should have tell you about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
remember
I
that?
was at Alex's house.
At Alex's house.
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Fire department came and everything. It was really cool.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did, but after we already got out.
Yeah, fire department came. It was literally bing, bing, bing.
We went down to do something else in the lobby, and we had all been fined back in the apartment, and there was like 6 firemen on ladders trying to get the people out of the elevator. We'd already gotten out like 20 minutes earlier.
Yeah, crazy.
That was fun.
What else I got here?
Well, I want to talk more about the market, though, and the corrections.
All right, what do you want to talk about?
Well, have you ever seen a correction this sharp? When is the last time?
I've seen sharper. Go back to COVID. Watch what happened around that time. The market tanked.
Okay.
People that got ahead were the ones that continued to average in and buy, and average.
So do you think this is a long term? This is going to be going down? Is this something that's going to stay around for a while? Or is this kind of
Jason, I don't got a crystal ball. I don't know. No one got a crystal ball. And if they're telling you they know it's going to go up or they know it's going to go down.
I'm not saying you know, but I'm just saying what's your gut say?
I'd be pulling something out of not my gut, but my butt, I don't know. That was good.
Okay. So you're just saying that the same thing you've always said is that regardless of going up or down, you're just going to keep buying at the same rate.
Exactly right. When we invest for our clients, when I invest for myself, we invest with a goal. And if my goal is to retire in 40 years, I don't really care what the market does tomorrow. I don't care what it does next year or the year after that. I'm going to keep averaging in.
Okay.
It's going to come to, if I'm planning on retiring in a year or two from now, or if I'm in retirement, that's where it gets important to have the proper asset allocation, a mix of stocks and bonds. So that way these market fluctuations aren't detrimental to you. You got to be prepared for this stuff. And that's exactly why having a financial advisor is so important.
And are you going to shout out Danilo and Baker, or
of course
you're going to act like you just did all that by yourself?
I've shouted out the team many times. The Gerber Kawasaki team is what makes us so special. Because when you work with one of us, you work with all of us.
We lit. So I don't know if we specifically stated this, but did we talk about what exactly caused the shift
in the market?
Yeah.
I think you talked about it with IL a lot. That's one of the reasons.
Well, that was kind of what I was trying to get at, is because IL didn't say this, right? So I don't know if IL was trying not to jinx this. And I think we did. Okay, actually, he did kind of say it, but
I know where you're trying to go with this. Market.
Let me take a breath. And so IL, talking with IL, he did say that this was a potential. With uncertainty comes fluctuations in the market. And so my question to you would be, was this something that would be predictable? Would, if we come into a legitimate trade war with Canada and then that grows into other countries, is this going to be long-term impact? Or even is this a result of something more than these tariffs and this trade war? Is there something else looming that we might not realize is going on? Could be inflation factors? Could it be, we saw corrections with the DeepSeek? Is there, impeding market volatility from external factors? Or is this really because of what's going on with the Trump tariffs and the threats and just the uncertainty of that?
Could be a lot of them all working hand in hand together. So first off, the market was expensive. Remember we talked about PE ratios?
Yeah.
It was expensive. It was above that 20 PE. Now, that's not always a time, if it goes above 20, you sell. No, not by any means. But the market sells off when there's uncertainty, when there's fear, when there's question marks. So when every day you look at your phone and Donald Trump is yelling at one country or yelling at the next country and saying 30%, 50% tariffs on that, that causes uncertainty, which causes people to get scared, which causes them to sell their stocks. And when people sell, more people sell, and you're seeing this recent sell-off. Now, was it expected? I'm not going to tell you we knew it was going to happen yesterday. We knew it was going to happen tomorrow. No one knows. Timing the market's a fool's game. But market corrections are normal. A 10% correction in the market happens once every 1 to 2 years. We've seen the market go up straight for the last 2 years. So it's not unexpected. It's something that I want people to be comfortable with. And again, be ready to average in during these times, because this is when dollar cost averaging works.
And what it was to date right now, what would you say the correction percentage is at?
To date, the exact number,
12.
I don't even think it was that much. I don't know the exact number on the top of my head today.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you know about Prime Minister Modi?
I don't know much about Prime Minister Modi.
All right. I think time to close it out.
Cool. That's what I was kind of going to get at. And one thing I've just kind of seen in recent news is a lot of people are talking about microplastics. How can we avoid those? What do we need to know about microplastics?
You're worried about microplastics?
Yeah.
Chase, you fill your body with 60% and 40%
I ate a salad for lunch today, Jimmy.
Hey man, glad we're changing it up. Good for you.
Okay, well, that hurt my feelings. But I do love tequila, and I do
Shout out your brand.
Lagertona.
It's really good.
All right, close it out.
Close it out, brother.
Final thoughts on what I should do with my quote portfolio? Dollar cost average.
Dollar cost average.
Did Bitcoin crash?
Dollar cost average.
Do I allocate Bitcoin into my portfolio and dollar cost average with that?
Talk to your financial advisor.
All right. Maybe we'll get Brett in the picture. What time is it? We've been here for what? How long?
An hour and 40 minutes.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right.
What did we talk about today? We got market corrections down. We talked about the 401k versus IRA. We talked about Roth versus traditional. We talked about microplastics, Japan. Oh, Uniqlo. Very sick. Great brand.
What's Uniqlo?
It's this like clothing company in Japan. Their store's awesome.
Okay.
You literally grab all your stuff, you put it in a bucket when you're checking out, and it
Mhm.
knows exactly what's there, and you just press pay. It's really cool.
That's dope.
Stuff there was
They have that at like Staples Center and stuff now too.
Really?
Except just with beer, but yeah.
No, it's sick. Uniqlo's very cool. It was way cheaper when I was in Japan.
That was one thing I forgot to ask you is like, how is Japan utilizing AI versus like where we see in America?
I don't know how they're utilizing exactly, but how I utilized it in Japan was just using chat for everything while I was there. Translating, helping me, figure out what stuff was. My back was hurting. Asked it what I should do for my back, and it told me some back patch to buy. Fixed me right up.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on another episode of Chasing Finance. Look, you might think that I don't read the comments, I don't read the DMs, because there's so many of them flooded in, but I take my time to hear your feedback. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the comments, the reposts, the shares, everything does not go unnoticed as we go on this financial journey. But the number one thing I've heard over these first 10 episodes is bring back Big Jim. People want to know what's going on in this guy's head. People had fun in our last episode. And so, look, I had to cancel on a managing partner and fill it with Jimmy today. Why?
Give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want. And I know a lot of you out there might be a little worried because, look, I'm just finding out for the first time, too. Apparently, investments can go down.
And it's normal.
And apparently, that's a normal thing.
Expected.
That's a part of investing is watching my account go down and then go up.
That's when you get excited. It's a discount.
I'm not that excited.
It's like when I went to Uniqlo and saw everything so cheap in Japan. I got excited.
This is why you save your money so that, unlike me that has to watch his investments go down, now when there's a fire sale on NVIDIA, I should be able to go buy if I had the liquid cash.
Exactly right.
So we talked about a lot today. Jimmy's vacation to Japan. Market corrections, which are apparently normal. Apparently, I'm just supposed to continue dollar cost averaging and not worry about the external factors. It's not easy, but with Mia Sampson's help, I can do it.
Focus on the number of shares, not the value of the account.
A trade war has begun. We don't know if these corrections are going to keep going down or they're going to keep going up. And maybe it might think like these deals are good, but stocks might be way cheaper depending in accordance with what their PE is. Maybe it's trading at 4 times future earnings, but pretty soon it could be trading at 10 times future earnings. Is that more expensive?
It's more expensive.
It could only be trading at 1 time future earnings. I mean, wouldn't that be the deal of a lifetime?
Wouldn't it be?
I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't either.
Jimmy doesn't have a crystal ball.
We don't.
But
Dollar cost average.
DCA is all we can do.
Control the controllables.
DCA and pray.
DCA and pray.
I hope you guys have learned a lot. Also, I mean, we did talk about 401ks extensively,
IRAs.
Emergency funds. Alex got a call at one point.
You had a mile-long banana that you ate.
It's big banana.
BBD.
And that's another question I've had because the bananas have been getting really big. Does that mean that they're more like fueled with like injected hormones and shit that's unhealthy?
I really got to pee. Gotta end this.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for having me on, Chase.
So much for joining us. Keep commenting. Tell me who you want to have
a lot
back.
to him. Keep commenting.
I know that maybe you thought
that we were only going to have each guest in the company once until we had Ross, Danilo, Kyle, and Baker on. But the truth is, if you guys keep harassing me to get people back on, you want to see Mia again, you want to see Brett again, I know you want to see Steve again, then we'll make it happen because we are aiming to please around here.
Comment, like, subscribe. Let's chase finance.
Let's find it.
Chase it.
Let's chase it.
Let's chase it.
Find it.
Find it.
Chase it.
Yes.
Can't replace it, but we gonna take it.
DCA and pray.
DCA and pray.
Dude, we should have done
Nothing but
that.
trouble on my mind. That's the attitude that got my
Please remember that nothing we say here should be taken as personal advice. This conversation is for entertainment purposes only. If you have questions about your financial situation, please talk to a licensed financial advisor.